Hello, I am back here once again with another one in my Uriah Heep Discography review series, and today we will be looking at album number 16, Equator, released March 12th, 1985. Yes, the 80s. And it shows on this record. It features Mick Box on guitar, Pete Goalby on vocals, John Sinclair on keyboards. Trevor Bolder is back in the band for this album, replacing Bob Daisley, and he's back on bass, and Lee Kerslake continues on drums. The length of this album is 46 minutes and 20 seconds. It's produced by Tony Platt. This has the auspicious thing of all songs written by Uriah Heep. So there isn't that breakup of songs. Now, I've heard other people say it's what Uriah Heep does when they don't like to really place blame on any one person for an album not working. This would be the end of the Pete Goalby, John Sinclair era. After this, Bernie Shaw and John Lawson are brought in to replace Sinclair and Goalby, which would probably be their most stable lineup they really ever had as a band, which is saying something considering a lot of the great musicians who come through here. Now, this is the first, as I said in my previous Uriah Heep Discography video, that Bronze Records is no more. And so Uriah Heep was kind of sold off, looking for a label. They signed with Sanctuary Records, which was a subsidiary of CBS. So when you hear them talk about like reissues back in the 90s when they started to really reissue a lot of the back catalog Uriah Heep, this album was always forgotten about, mostly due to the fact of the label kind of holding it hostage and asking for an absurd sum to remaster it. However, this is the first album also with it that has all original songs. The previous two, Abominog and Head First, had covers on it. I believe after this, Raging Silence as well goes back to that. It's kind of nice to see Uriah Heep actually saying, hey, we're going to write our own material. The album starts off with Rockarama, which comes in around 4.5 minutes, has a very 80s pop feel to it. I think Peter Goalby vocally shines on this record quite a bit, and especially on this track. Lee Kerslake is on spot. That's one thing I always loved about Lee Kerslake is his drumming. There's kind of a mini Mick Box solo, but at times it features that fallen angel trope of being too damn repetitive. I could have easily cut a minute off this song. Easy. Now on to song number 2. Bad Blood comes in at 3.5 minutes. I like the drum opening. Pete Goalby, once again, another good vocal performance. I like the use of the background vocals in this song, and especially during the chorus. I like the keyboards. I like how the guitar and keyboard kind of solo and merge into each other. But I keep feeling with this song that I wanted more. And this is kind of a complaint throughout some of this album. Song number 3 is Lost One Love. Comes in around just shy of, or just over 4.5 minutes. It's the soul song. It has that very 80s sound to it. It's very dated. I love Boulder's booming bass on this track. I like some of the guitar fills. I also like the solo on the song. I like how the song builds. I love, and especially with Pete Goalby, I love his emotion in this song. On to song number 4, Angel. Comes in just under 5 minutes at 4 minutes and 47 seconds. I like the keyboard plus guitar intro. It's very upbeat. A lot of these songs are very upbeat. I like Lee Kerslake's drumming on it. It also feels like there's too much vocals on this song, and kind of some of the other songs on the album, where it doesn't really feel like it allows the song to breathe. It just feels very constricted within it, and it's kind of the typical Mick Box solo at this point, where on previous albums, maybe Look at Yourself, Demons and Wizards, Sweet Freedom, Magician's Birthday, where they would have let him go off and actually expand on these solos and give us some really good solos. It kind of feels at this point kind of like it's very of this much time, no more, put in a solo, and it just leaves me wanting more. Song number 5 on the album is Holding On, comes in at 4 minutes 20 seconds. I like the vocals and keyboard intro. I love the rhythm section to this song. The chorus is really good. The background harmonies are very good. Mick Box actually on this song feels a lot more unchained as he does on others, where they give him that time to let the solo breathe. But one of the complaints, it's too damn repetitive. The chorus, the lyrics repeat constantly. As I said, it's that fallen angel kind of trope that I don't really like. Party Time is the next song, 4 minutes, 20 seconds. Keyboard intro, I love how the song has a very upbeat sound to it. The lyrics are very cheesy to it, but I do like the vocals, the background vocals, and I do like the guitar solo that comes with this song. But once again, it's kind of and it just leaves you always wanting more. Like, I felt like going through this. Actually, I'll explain that at the end. On to song number 7, Poor Little Rich Girl, the longest song on the album. Clocks in at just shy of 6.5 minutes. I like the intro. I love the vocals. The acoustic guitar on this song is actually a very nice touch. I like the vocal harmonies, the chorus. I like the tempo change in this song. I like Mick Box solo, but there's a point to the song after the solo where I feel it could have ended. Right there, it would have been perfect. It goes on with the repetitive, repeating chorus, and Mick Box fills, they work, but I could have easily shaved 2 minutes off this song. Easy. And that's also another complaint about this album. On to song number 8, Skools Burning, but it's spelled Skools Burnin apostrophe, Skools Burning. Clock's just under 4.5 minutes. Good guitar intro to it. I like the drums and the bass. Lyrics, is what it is. Vocal harmonies are a nice touch, but the song just feels, once again, like filler and too repetitive at times. That's kind of the problem I really have with this album. On to song number 9, Heartache City, clocking in just under 5 minutes, which you could say 5 minutes, 4:59. That's what it is. I like the intro, how it fades in. I like the guitar playing on it and the riff with it. I like the rhythm. I like the solo, but at times I just feel cheated. Like, it's just like they're going through the motions, going through the album, which is kind of sad. And then on to the final song of the album, Night of the Wolf, which clocks in at 4.5 minutes. I like the intro. I love this, how this song starts, and the sound gives off that very early Heep-esque sounding sound that you would have heard of something on like Magician's Birthday, Sweet Freedom. I love the guitar intro, vocals. Pretty much love the vocals on this entire album. Pete Goalby is a good vocalist. Like, he's not one of these guys that makes me say, hey, shut the fuck up, like some other guys do. I like the drumming on it. I love the soaring solo with the keyboard. It gives it that kind of, that feel the keyboard does, kind of gives it that feel like you're soaring through the sky. Sort of something you would have heard on like High and Mighty, Sweet Freedom, Return to Fantasy, that sound. It really is a nice touch to that. I like how the intensity builds into a finish, but instead of it kind of being a big finish, it kind of whimpers into the finish. So that is Equator. What to say about Equator? I'll talk about this right off the bat. Production-wise, it is a drastic, I want to say a drastic drop from Headfirst. I didn't care much for some of the production issues. I feel at times I lost Pete Goalby vocally in this. Now, if you look at the mix, you listen to it, I'm not sure the remastered, if it's better. The version I got is the original. So to me, it just sounded very muddled at times, production-wise. And it really shows Platt just I kind of wish they would have brought Ashley Howe to produce this record, because they did Abominog and Head First, and production really, to me, wasn't the problem with those albums. This album, now let's talk about this point. This is an album that you could have easily shaved 10 to 15 minutes off this album, which would have put it, truthfully, take 15 minutes off of this, would have put it around a half an hour. So that would have been a good time. Demons and Wizards wasn't too much longer than a half an hour, and I think I felt through this album like, get on with it. Just get on with it. It's nothing great. There's songs on here that I would have just... I really think it's a thing where you could have cut 2, 3, 4 songs out of this album, worked on the other songs, made them spectacular, and it would have worked. But, hey, it is what it is. Best song off the album for me is Night of the Wolf, which, having to go through so much of that shit to get through the best song on the album hurts. It does. It really hurts trying to go through all that just to get through to the best song on the album. Worst song on the album, Heartache City. I could have put in so many songs for worst song on the album. There are so many songs here that I just felt either wanted more, just felt just plain ass filler. And it kind of is that way for me, where I look at it and say, hey, this album could have been shortened quite a bit. Hidden gem off the album, I'll say Bad Blood, the second track. Very good song. That's probably one of the few songs I have the least amount of complaints about. Because looking back at this, Rockarama, could have cut a minute off of that. Lost One Love, that seems about right. Angel could have been cut down to maybe a minute less. Holding On's perfect. Party Time, yeah, it's about perfect. Poor Little Rich Girl could have been 4.5 minutes instead of 6.5. Schools Burning didn't need to be on the album. Heartache City was about a minute too long, so there's 4 minutes. It just adds up once you start looking at this. If I had to give this a grade out of 5, I gave, I believe, Fallen Angel 1.5 out of 5. And that's what I considered to that point the worst Uriah Heep album. This album, I give it a 1. There isn't very much redeeming about it if you compare it to old Heep albums. Is it a decent record? Even for the 80s, it's pretty bad. That 80s AOR sound just didn't do it for me. That synth pop, just not my style. But hey, there's the review of Equator. Now, it won't take me as long to probably do the next review of the Uriah Heep album, which is Raging Silence, which I'm kind of actually looking forward to doing. But anyway, this is me here once again. Be sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe down below. Don't forget to hit the little bell to tell you when I upload another video. But this is me here once again, signing out. Peace.